Okay, in this final tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use loops to complete the final part of your piece. So this is the section where the mouse is doing regular push-ups, and we're going to let you use pre-made Apple loops for this section here. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to find them, how to preview them, how to select them, and then how to loop them on the screen. So to open up the browser, just simply press the O on your keyboard. That's the easiest way of accessing them. So we've obviously given you a very limited amount of guitar loops, bass loops and drum loops. Please only use them. We don't want you spending a whole lesson trying to find the perfect guitar sound. Just use those ones that we've provided. They work and they sound good. So I'm going to use the echoing string. So I'm going to type in echoing at the top. And we've given you number 2 and number 3. So if you click it, it will preview it so you can have a listen to it. So of those two, I prefer the sound of the top one. So all I do then is click it, hold it, and then drag it on the screen. And you can see it's put the first part of it on there, but I want that to loop. I want that to play for the remainder of this piece. So I go to the top right of that loop, and you can see I've got a slightly different mouse cursor there. Click it and drag it. I'm going to drag it right to the end of the film footage now. Okay, so I'm going to do the next one. I'm going to add a drum part. So I'm going to go for the big hair drum set 1. Now, I don't want all of my instruments to come in at the same time because that's going to be a bit boring texturally. So I'm going to have that coming in a little bit later. So I've got that one looping over the top, and then I've got my texture developing by adding a drum track over the top as well, underneath. There we go. So I've got guitar, I've got drums, and let's go for this one here. Bass, big hair bass 1. That's one of the loops we've given you. And if you notice, I'm always putting it at the end of a loop. I'm not putting it halfway through, like that, for example, because that won't sound very good. So make sure they always start where another loop begins again. Drag that on. Great. So I've got all the music I need. Now, remember, you are creating the piano part yourself. So we've given you 3 chords. The C chord from earlier, the F chord from earlier, and a new one. We're going to give you B flats. So that is the black key to the left of the B, a D, and an F. So you can use those 3 chords here for this section. Now I'm going to close my loop browser by pressing O. And at the top I can see when the mouse does the push-ups based on the pointers up here. I'm going to do my best. I might make some mistakes, but let's see how it goes. So I've selected piano. It's on R for red, so I'm just recording this one line. I'm going to get 4 beats counting, and then I'm recording. So here we go. And at this point it's more regular, so there we go. So I've got a piano part. It's not perfect, but it will do for now. And I can always go back and change little bits of it later, quantize it, etc. Now I want my piece to fade out at the end. So the final thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the top where it says Mix. And I'm going to go to Create Track Automation. And if I go right down to the bottom, it says Create Volume Fade Out on Main Output. So if I click that, if I go right to the very bottom, it's automatically created the fade out for me. So let's have a listen. So there we are. My piece is now finished.